Hey guys, haven't seen you guys in a long time. I hope everyone is doing well and doing the things. And we are miserable hot here very early on, which, if you know anything about Florida, that always puts that, how's hurricane season gonna be? But you know how it goes. I do just feel a need to, I don't want to say put out warnings because I don't like how that will end up sounding. Maybe reminders. We'll call it reminders because we know a lot of things going on. Um, and I had said, if you followed me, if you know me personally way before I was up here, if you follow me for a while, I said one of my main concerns was always going to be, if I was ever concerned about something, was going to be bioweapons. And that can come in many forms. I've talked about that for years up here as well. We can just look at the skies and see that nice art they're doing up there for us all the time. And that is increasing, and there's been different compounds found in that. I'll say that. But also, I'm sure plenty of you have seen the, you know, Pfizer has a new savior for Lyme. Anybody that knows me as well up here, and personally, you know, I've battled chronic Lyme disease since I was about 15. They didn't know what it was for many years, and that's why it became chronic before stuff got treated. And then there's a lot of things all over, documentations that farmers, hunters, hikers, everything are finding these big box drops of ticks and things like that. Go watch Under Our Skin. I've talked about this before. Go research Plum Island. It's all over, and you'll know what that stuff's about. Back in the 50s and on and on. Sorry, I know I'm holding this and there was a bug on me. You know, I'm not fancy over here. We just push record and stuff, and that's it. And so right at that time, and we know everything that's been going on about the alpha, the gale in the last couple of years, and then that's rising. But the tick thing, because I've been there, and they're always playing mad scientists and manipulating things more. If they are coming out with this new and approved, you got to get it. And then we're seeing tick drops like went on way before. I need y'all on alert about that, okay? Because that is a bio. And I, again, have things on hand. Be prepared. Knowledge is power. Don't be fearful. Use your common sense. But not just that. Just a lot of things going on. A lot of things that could come because of the way the world is. I think that would always be a war tool used from others or our own. I'll say that, read between the lines, and you know. So a couple things, and not just the tick-borne stuff, but just other things to help your bodies. Now, I always talk about detoxing and things like that. I recommend, if you so choose to do things, go this route. And you are responsible for yourself. Read my disclaimer. I am not your doctor. Speak to your doctor. If you have certain conditions, if you are on prescription medications, it is your responsibility to go and double check anything like that. People think, oh, it's just herbs. Oh, it's just natural. Again, there's a lot of interactions that can happen, and you need to take responsibility for yourself. With that said, I feel that there should be an uptick. You know how people talk about, oh, I do a heavy detox, and I've done this plenty of times. We've all done this plenty of times in our life. You do like a heavy detox like twice a year. I'm not saying that. I think it needs to be a more subtle, more regular, continuous types of detoxes that are easy to do. They're not as harsh, but so that there is a steady, regular detoxing support going on for things that we're being bombarded with. Things have not been normal here this spring at all. The pollen has not been normal a lot of places. And last year, you know, there's different things with gardening. People swore up and down. I was one of them, said they're spraying something because things will grow, they will not ripen, or they will not produce. Nobody's done things different. So again, I believe that has to be air. There's different things with different funguses going on. There's a lot of things that they're coming out and been saying, we've discovered this is coming out, we're seeing this, and there's no cure for it, there's no treatment for it, it's not responsive, on and on. I always talk about including different things like garlic. Please ferment your garlic. to have on hand and raw organic honey. Do that and have it on hand. It's easier to get down, it is easier to digest, and that is a double thing. A couple things I felt the need to have on hand. Okay, I have talked about it before, but dandelion tea, I would do both leaf and root for the teas. Sorry, I dropped my paper because it's breezy, thank gosh, but not enough because it's burning up. So about the dandelion, I would have that. I would do it regular. I do that all the time. It is a good, more gentle detox. You know, you always think dandelion and stuff like that is going to be for your, you know, your liver and your kidneys and stuff like that, but it does detox more gentle for a lot more in your system. A lot of secondary things that can come, like the big C and things like that, from environmental toxins and exposures. There's just a lot. I feel like that should be on hand. Does it taste great? No. You know what I say about that? Put some honey in it and get over it, and then you know you get the benefit of honey. I do mine regular, but I would do the leaf and the root with that. Put some honey in it, put some cinnamon and stuff in it, put some cayenne pepper in it, you can put some lemon in it, whatever you want to do, but you get it in. No, it doesn't taste good. I really don't care. I mean like that. Get it in. It's the benefits of what you're looking for. The benefits are going to outweigh that it doesn't taste great. It is what it is, folks, but do it. The other thing is olive leaf extract. Olive leaf extract. This is one that I say on rotations, and I used before treating my Lyme as well, but a lot of other pathogens, a lot of other stuff. It is a very powerful antioxidant. But when I say powerful, it is actually easily tolerated. I've talked about how I react to everything I do. I am very sensitive. I react to everything. I have to be very careful, and I tolerate it very well. I take it all the time. But it is a big one to combat oxidative stress. The things that you're exposed to, even if you're mentally, emotionally stressed with things going on, but also the things you're exposed to, puts oxidative stress on your body, and that is a good one to help with that. It's a good for your immune support, but it does not give the type of immune boost like, say, an echinacea. For people who have certain autoimmune diseases, they shouldn't take things like that because it can boost them. Olive leaf extract usually does not have that same effect, so it's usually pretty safe for that as well. And the big thing also is it is a big neuro protection, and there is so much data, so many symptoms, so many things going on, so many people saying and recording and reporting neurological changes, and it has something to do with exposures. That's about as much as I can say on here. So what are they going to do? You know, people, you know, let's make them brain fog. Let's not have them, you know, clarity. Let them just have that neurological inflammation and anything like that. Sickly, right? Now I will say this: it can lower your blood pressure. If you have low blood pressure, if you are on blood pressure meds, you need to monitor that more closely, and you need to speak with your doctor because it can lower your blood pressure. And it is one, when I had Lyme really, really bad, when I first started going through treatment, if you have a very high pathogen load, it can cause a Herx reaction, which is a Herxheimer reaction, which is that die-off effect. It can cause that in some people, so monitor that. And if you start having that, you need to know your body, and you know, just listen to your body and make the judgments and stuff like that. You know, you may be having a die-off, like, hey, that's great because I am treating something that needs to be get out anyways, but you have to monitor those things. Look at those bees are over here on me. Some of the beehives are over here behind me. They probably want to know. It's quiet on this side of the property. Anyway, so olive leaf extract, monolaurin, I talk about that. That is another big one. I say, and I took most of these when I went through my Lyme, but this isn't just for Lyme, and I talk about that all the time. The wonderful thing about naturopathic, holistic ways is it usually covers such a broad, it's not a narrow treatment like most allopathic medicine. It treats such a broad spectrum of different things. But monolaurin, please have it on hand. Yes, it's gotten very expensive. but that is, truly, I mean, as far as treatment, um, physical treatment, stuff like that, you know, medications are natural, I guess I should say. Monolaurin, I think, saved my life when I was going through stuff with Lyme. I stay on that in rotations because, like I said, I'm always out. We've had ticks on us. I've had 2 ticks on me this year, really small ones, and I just stay on that. But the monolaurin is going to treat a very broad variety of pathogens, viruses, bacteria, fungus, bio stuff, spirochetes, which is what Lyme is going to treat big things. Things cannot build an immune to it. If you are allergic to coconuts, you cannot take monolaurin. It's usually very well tolerated. And anything you ever get, make sure it's not synthetic. It doesn't have a bunch of additives. I've given off, you know, brands and stuff that I use and I recommend. I always use. I am not affiliated with anyone. There are certain things I'll stamp my name on and say, I use this product, I trust them, I like them, and there's certain stuff I say, it may be perfectly fine, but I'm not going to put my name on it just because I've not personally taken it. I can't do that. But I use Inspired Nutrition for my monolaurin. They have biofilm busters as well, but that's where I get it. Yes, it's expensive. It lasts a long time, but you have to go in the mindset of, I have this on hand. That price far outweighs if I got really sick, if I happen to be in the hospital or something worse. And we need to be as healthy as we can in this day and age, especially. Monolaurin. I cannot say, I say it all the time like a broken record. I'm sure you're tired of hearing it. It's the oil of oregano. That is your power punch for so much bacterial, viral, fungal, pathogens, anything topical, internal. If you do it topical, you have to put it with a carrier oil. It will burn your skin. If you take it internal and it's oil of oregano, it's so concentrated. The little medicine caps you get that are small, they're about 1 ounce. I just put it like tea or juice. Even I've done it in water. Put the drops of oregano oil in there. If you've never taken oregano oil, do not take more than 1 drop. It is extremely, extremely strong. There is a chopper coming off, so it may get loud. My apologies. That is one to always, again, have on hand. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's so concentrated, it lasts a very, very long time. But you're going to want to have these things on hand. Either you can't get medical help, or it's going to be your preventive things. It's going to keep things from getting out of hand. Sorry about that. That's what it is. And of course, when I talk about that, the other one I talk about all the time is silver, sea silver, colloidal silver. I really don't care. I have so many videos now that it is what it is about that as well. You know, I always recommend 10 parts per million for the basic broad spectrum safety, whatever. You just have it on hand. If you choose to do a generator, then so be it. It pays for itself. I've had a generator for well over a decade, 15 years or more. I have the same one. It's always worked great for me. Or if you get it, but that is going to be another one. And none of these things that I list or talk about, nothing can build up a resistance to any of this. And that is, and plus you don't have a lot of the negative effects that can come from other things. But again, I need you to do what's best for you and what you're more comfortable with. Who am I? What do I know, right? These are ones I want you to have on hand. It's just really laid on me. It started last night. I had no idea I was going to do any kind of content. But last night and then this morning, I just felt like reminders. Cayenne pepper. I've talked about it before. Cayenne pepper should be in... You should have cayenne pepper in your cars. You should have it in your go bags. You should have it in your emergency kit. Have it in your kitchen. Your first aid kit. It should be on everything. In your animal first aid kits and in your people. It should be in everybody's go bags, everything. Cayenne pepper. And try to get a good cayenne pepper. It's very strong. And you should be taking a pinch of cayenne pepper, a pinch or more of cayenne pepper every single day. There's a disclaimer on this one, so keep listening. It has so many, this is your protection for your circulatory system, you know, your blood. And if you have external or internal bleeding or clotting, it fixes it either way, okay? With that said, if you are on blood thinners, you do not need to take a lot of cayenne pepper, okay? Be smart. Do your own research. Speak with your doctor and things like that. But, you know, somebody, I've said before, somebody's like having a cardiac event, a heart attack or something, get cayenne pepper, put it in water and get it in them immediately. Cayenne pepper also, with a lot of things going on, a lot of exposure, a lot of people, whatever the reason had to be that they had to get an arm punch, cayenne pepper is going to help aid in abnormal clotting. Let's say that. It aids, and like I said, with internally, it aids with internally, externally, with bleeding, and like if you even had like a big gash or something, even externally, you put it on there. It doesn't matter if it burns, you're already hurt. It'll help that as well. That's why it needs to be in all your go bags. But with things going on and exposures that are affecting people's blood, cayenne pepper. Be smart about it. But you should just put it in your dandelion tea, put it in a hot tea, put it in a brew. We call them hot toddies. They're not, but we drink them regularly, and it's the apple cider vinegar, cinnamon. I add cayenne pepper to ours, lemon, honey. We drink those regularly. You should be drinking those regularly. Again, I'm not going to say enough. I cannot express enough. If you take apple cider vinegar, it needs to be raw, unfiltered, you know, organic with the mother. You have to dilute it. People tell me all the time, it's so gross, I just want to get down, I just shut it down, I feel awful. That is on you, friend. I tell you, you got to dilute it. It'll burn a hole in your stomach. It'll ruin it. It'll mess up the lining. But you have to dilute it in water, and it works wonders. It will balance the pH in your gut. So much starts in our gut, health-wise, immune system. People who stay real sick, they have gut issues. People who have depression and anxiety, they have gut issues. 90% of our serotonin is made in our gut. People who have sleep issues, it's your gut. Apple cider vinegar is a fantastic one to balance your pH and get that working. It doesn't happen after one take. It's also used if you have people who have diabetes or blood sugar issues. You do it before meals, you do it before bed. Again, if you do that, you need to monitor your numbers. You need to be smart, because this is naturally helping things. So, you know, the medicine that you're on, it may lower even more. So with that, mullein, I should have brought, we have a plant of mullein growing. Grow it if you can. It grows in crappy soil and everything else. It's usually that hardy weed that people just want to get rid of. Mullein is your lung tonic. Again, exposures in the air are causing chronic respiratory issues, chronic cough people cannot get rid of, illnesses that are going around that are lingering, and there's just this lingering cough, there's lingering, people are going in and saying, like, I have this weird scarring in my lung x-rays, everything. Mullein, to get it in tea, grow it, dry it yourself, whatever. That is your number one lung tonic. Mullein does come in, and you can make it yourself, in extracts and infused oils. Extracts, or any extract, is very, very strong, but the shelf life is very, very long because it's infused with 80 proof or higher alcohol. It is going to last a lot longer, but sometimes that's too strong for people. There's certain extracts I cannot tolerate because they're too strong and concentrated, and there's certain ones I can. Anything you do in an infused oil, the oil can go rancid. It doesn't have a really not nearly as long a shelf life. And then if you dry it, you either buy it dry, you can buy things bulk that are dried and keep it, or dry it yourself and make it. You can do either one with it, or you can just use it dry and put it in, like, you know, the little mesh metal tea balls. You can put it in that and then make you a tea with it. Mullein is for your lungs, protect it. And of course, the things like turmeric and cinnamon, I talk about that. Curcumin, which is the compound that's in turmeric. Make sure you get, if you're doing like capsules or anything, or if you're buying like the already done powder, make sure it's real. There is a lot of false turmeric. That's just a flavor they use for culinary, and it's not real. I cannot take the capsules, which is more pure, when you buy it that way, because it's too strong for me. Some can tolerate it just fine. I personally cannot. You can buy raw turmeric. You can grow raw turmeric. It's little, like, it almost looks like little tiny ginger root thing. Not exactly, but it grows the same way. And you can grow it. You can slice it, dehydrate it, and grind it up yourself, however you want to do it. Those are just things, again, that helping your body. Stuff like real cinnamon, I've talked about that before. Making sure you have your honey. We are blessed, we have several hives. Find somebody, if you don't have hives, find somebody local that has. Go to your farmer's market, find local raw honey. Find a neighbor, somebody in your community. Do barter stuff and trade for those type of things. All these type of things, all these things are what our ancestors used and did, and it was just incorporated in a part of their lifestyle, their diet. They incorporated it and they didn't have all these issues. I know we're so advanced now, but we have the highest rates of C and everything else and all these chronic diseases we didn't have before, but we're so advanced. Anyways, preventive care, having things on hand, especially because they're coming out with a new thing for a different ailment they're warning about. They're going to create the problem. So we got the fix. We know this song and dance. We know the game. We know the pattern. I think that's a concern that they've done something, some more mad scientist type things. So I just encourage those things. And there's just a lot more exposures that's going on. We knew these things were going to happen. And I just want people to have it on hand. I just want people to have it on hand, incorporate it in, and then even if you are exposed to something, it's not going to be nearly as bad. Be smart, do your research, speak to your doctor, look after yourself, do your part. Everyone stay well, God bless, and I will see you next time.